Alright, so in this video we're going to talk about perfect squares and cubes and their roots. First, let's go through a little bit of vocabulary. Exponent. An exponent tells you how many times, should be able to spell and talk at the same time, how many times a number is multiplied by itself. For instance, 8 to the 4th power means 8 times 8 times 8 times 8. So 8 to the 4th power is equal to 8 times 8 times 8 times 8. The 4 is the exponent, and it tells you how many times to multiply 8 by itself. So square. Square is a special exponent. It's the exponent 2. And it means a whole number multiplied by itself. Okay? A cube is the exponent 3, and it's a whole number multiplied by itself three times. You're going to need these throughout the video, so make sure that you write down the definitions for this, and also they'll be on your word search. Okay, so let's talk about perfect squares first. What is a perfect square? A perfect square is a whole number multiplied by itself. So down below I have kind of a chart. 4 squared, remember that exponent is a 2. And what that means is, this is the picture. It's a 4 by 4 square, okay? And when you multiply that by itself, the number squared is 16. That's a perfect square. We can do that with any whole number. So let's look at 6. 6 squared means the picture looks like 6 by 6. Okay, so it's measured as a square with the same dimensions on both sides, and that's 36. Pretty simple. I know you've done perfect squares before. I just wanted to do a quick review. So here's where it gets a little trickier. So we know what a perfect square is. 4 squared is 16. So 4 times 4 is 16. 6 squared is 36. Okay, so a square root is the inverse operation of squaring a number. Remember inverse operations? Multiplying and dividing are inverse operations. Okay? So perfect squares and their square roots are inverse operations. Okay, here's another vocabulary word. Try and write it down, please. A radical sign is used to let us know that we are looking for a square root. You can see a radical sign below, but I'm going to show you. It's like a check mark and then a division symbol. It's a little different than a division symbol. Okay, so here's how you find the square root of a perfect square. To find the square root of a perfect square, look for the root that multiplied by itself makes the number below the radical sign. So if I see 16, I know that 4 times 4 gives me 16. So that's 4 squared. So the square root of 16 is 4. The root meaning one of the sides that's multiplied by itself to give you the square. Okay? So the square root of 16 is 4. The square root of 36 is like saying 6 times 6 equals 36. Okay? So the root, or the square root, is 6, or one side of the picture. Pretty simple for perfect squares, especially the ones that you know, which are like, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're easy to find, the square root. But we're actually going to talk tomorrow about finding square roots of non-perfect squares also, which can be done. just like there are perfect squares, there are also perfect cubes, okay? A perfect cube is a whole number multiplied by itself 3 times, okay? And it looks like this picture. So 2 to the 3rd power, or 2 cubed, looks like the cubed picture. 2 times 2 times 2, which gives me 8. Okay, it's not 2 times 3. 2 times 3 is 6. Please remember that that exponent means the number multiplied by itself 3 times. Okay, so down here is 5 cubed. That picture looks like this: 5 times 5 times 5. And when you do that, 5 times 5 times 5, you get 125. And if you'll notice, when I made my video, made my screens, I messed that up. That should say number cubed. Sorry about that. Okay. All right, last slide. So just like a perfect square has a square root, a perfect cube has a cubed root. We won't ask you to find cubed roots a ton this year in 8th grade, but we're going to show you how to do it. Again, it's the inverse operation of cubing a number. You're going to use a radical sign with a 3 in front of it. That helps you know that it's cubed root. Just like the 3 is the exponent, it also goes in front of the radical sign to let you know you're finding the cubed root, or the thing that multiplies together 3 different times. Okay, so to find the cube root of a perfect cube, look for the root that multiplied by itself 3 times. That's the important part, because of this 3 here, is the number below the radical sign. So when I look at 8, I know that that's 2 times 2 times 2. Okay, so the cubed root of that number is one side of it. So that's 2. That's the cubed root. Okay, let's look at the next one. 125. I know that 5 times 5 times 5 equals 125. So the root is one of those sides, and that's 5. So the cubed root of 125 is 5. Might seem a little confusing, but the more you try it, the more it will make sense to you. Go ahead and write down any questions that you might have. Don't forget, you need to also write me questions in the margin about the video so that we can have a discussion tomorrow.